Hi, I'm Steve Andreas, and I'm here to share with you a couple of methods for dealing with negative self-talk. Everybody has voices in their head from time to time that give them trouble. They may talk about how you just messed up in the past, or how you're a loser, you'll never amount to much, and so on. And usually when you have negative self-talk like that, it doesn't feel good. And in order to not feel good, often people go off into all sorts of other behaviors that aren't very useful. Negative self-talk can be the basis for obsessive-compulsive disorder, for depression, and many other addictions, and many other problems that can be quite severe. So dealing with negative self-talk can really be useful. Now, most people, when they have negative self-talk, they try to argue with it. No, I'm not. I'm really okay. I'm not a loser, etc., etc. And that doesn't really work very well, typically. And that's dealing with the content. What I want to share with you is a couple of ways of dealing with the process, not what the voice says, but how it says it. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. If you think right now of a voice that gave you trouble sometime in your life, even if you don't have one rattling on all the time, think of what it says to you and listen to that voice for just a moment. I'm going to pause from time to time so that you can do this, because I really want you to experience what this is like, not just observe it as an outside observer. Now, as you hear that voice, where is the voice located? Some people, the voice is inside their head somewhere. Sometimes it's off to the side like this, front or back and sideways. Could be fairly close, could be a little farther. Just notice where your voice is. And also know which way it's pointed. Like right now, my voice is pointed toward you. Is the voice pointed toward you, or away from you, or in some other way? Now, as a first experiment, most people have the voices pointed toward them, so they're actually the target of the voice. If you turn that voice around 180 degrees so that it's pointed away from you, notice if that changes the impact of that voice and how you feel in response to it. Doesn't take long to do. Just turn it around and listen to it again. Now, you can do all sorts of things with location. You can move the voice clear away from you. One gal I recently got an email from put her mother's voice over on a fence about 15 feet away, and from there it was much easier to listen to the voice, and she felt a lot better. It didn't bother her nearly as much. So you can experiment with having the voice out in front of you, or off to one side, or the other side, or behind you, and experiment with different distances. And this is a pure process instruction. I don't need to know what the voice is saying. I don't need to counteract what it's saying. It just makes it easier to listen to and means you don't feel as bad. If your voice is inside your head, definitely move it outside your head. If you're one of the few people who have it actually somewhere else in their body, definitely move it out of your body so that it's outside you, and it'll probably feel a whole lot better. In any case, you can experiment on your own. Just take the location of that voice and change it in any way that you want to. You can put it up on the ceiling, you can put it down on the floor, you can put it anywhere you want. And find out where it's easier to still hear the voice, because sometimes the voice has some useful information for you, even if it's said in a nasty way. But if it's a certain distance from you, typically it'll feel a lot better. Now, the second little piece I want to show you is a little different. This time I want you to listen to the words that it says, and it might say a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, you know, you've been a loser all your life, and da-da-da-da, and I told you all this, and so on, and so on, and so on. See if you can sort of condense that down into 3 to 7 words, such as, you're so stupid, or I'll never win, or I'm always such a loser, or something like that, a fairly short thing. So take a moment to do that. Take whatever the voice is saying to you, and kind of condense it down into one little short sentence. 3 to 7 words, something like that. Okay, set that voice aside for a little while. And now I want you to think of some kind of inspiring music. One of my favorites is the chorus from Handel's Messiah. Richard Wagner's The Ride of the Valkyries is another favorite of mine. But it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's some kind of music that for you really gets you up and inspired and ready to go and so on. Or you can choose anything you want, and again, you can experiment with different pieces of music and find how they work. But for right now, just pick one that you find inspiring, whatever comes to your mind. And now, say that sentence, that 3 to 7 word sentence, and sing it really, really loud, either inside your mind or outside, to the tune of the Messiah or something like that. So if my sentence was, "You're so stupid," and I chose the Messiah as music to sing it to, it would go something like this. You're so stupid, you're so stupid, 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 you're so stupid, stupid. And it doesn't matter how stupid it sounds either, or how good a singer you are. But you want to put together that music with the sentence that has been bothering you when you heard it before in your head. And do it really loud, either inside or outside if nobody's around. And if this becomes an earworm that lives with you for the next day or two, that's fine too, because what I want to do is put together that music with that sentence. Now try saying, assuming you've done this, try saying the sentence to yourself and see if you have the same response to it. It's very, very rare that someone has the same response. Now maybe it's you need to pick a different piece of music or something like that to really change your response in a more useful way. But you can always experiment and do more and more of this. Now these are just 2 little pieces from an ebook I've got, a downloadable ebook called Help with Negative Self-Talk. You can go to realpeoplepress.com, click on the download section, and download it. There are 2 volumes. Volume 1 has been out for a while, and Volume 2 has just come out. And hope you have fun with it. These are, as I say, just 2 pieces. There are many, many, many chapters on many, many topics and many different ways of dealing with negative self-talk. This is just a small sample. So, hope this interests you. If not, enjoy your life.